This chapter is user interface.
This is the graphical user interface for the SRFT.
It consists of a pull-down menu, icon toolbar, model tree, menu tree, text command, command history, and user menu. This is a shortcut icon toolbar for frequently used functions. You can use icon display on/off. There are the icons: standard, U controls, group, post-processing, geometry, meshing, property, shipbuilding. Users can directly access the related functions by clicking the inverted triangle mark on the toolbar. This is a view center icon for the center of rotation and zoom. Once specified, the rotation and zoom will continue around the same point, which can also be set with Ctrl plus left mouse button. This is the display option and the conference shortcut icon. You can set all options for each entity, display, and graphics. Toolbar icon for changing picking options, and measurement toolbar icon for viewing information such as distance, angle, shell area, and internal volume. How to use the mouse. The Ctrl plus left mouse button is used to rotate the model. The Ctrl plus right mouse button is used to move the model. The Ctrl plus center mouse wheel button is used to zoom in and out of the model. You can zoom in on the model with Ctrl plus left and right clicks at the same time and dragging. The mouse wheel button is used to execute commands with the same functions as an enter. The right mouse button is used to display pop-up menus. Zoom in, zoom out, and orientation can be set by the user on the Display Options View tab. If you double-click each entity in the non-selection mode, a pop-up menu is available as shown below. That is, when you want to execute the function related to the entity existing on the screen. You can access it by double-clicking it.
The SRFT displays the different colors of the buttons by function.
It is to easily understand the type of function just by color. For example, it is green to show, dark green to hide, mustard to delete, yellow to reset, red to undo. The 3 points button located on the right side of the combo box makes a separate pop-up window to show the property list. If there is a lot of content to display in the combo box, the list of pop-up windows is much easier to select or search. In addition, the resulting list can be sorted as user want by using the sort option. Functions used during the execution of a command are displayed at the bottom of the screen. This helps you to execute associated functions quickly and easily. Depending on the selection mode of running command, instant menu changes properly, and when no selection is needed, default shortcuts are displayed. By default, the icons associated with the entity display are shown. Control key plus number 4 changes bean shape.
And Control key plus alphabet H displays a hidden entity.
Depending on the function, the selection option and selection filter icons will change. The selection filter will change to green when it is clicked. If you click again, it will change to orange and be fixed there permanently. Selection options are also available in the right mouse button menu, and you can use shortcuts for every option. You can see a tree that shows the status and confirmation of all the information that makes up the current model. You can edit the information by double-clicking. You can use the right mouse button to show and hide, copy and create, and delete functions. The selected information can be displayed on the screen with the middle mouse button plus the Shift key. You can erase selected information from the screen with the middle mouse button plus the Control key. You can specify the display mode of an element by directly accessing the part drawing mode with the right mouse button on the element's property list. You can see a tree that shows the entire condition of the model. When the sub-constituent of the tree is selected, it creates a separated window to display the sub-items. When the sub-constituent of the tree is selected, it becomes activated and then shows the selected tree with expand. When the sub-constituent of the tree is selected, it becomes activated and then shows the selected tree with its collapse. The menu tree is a reorganized pull-down menu in a tree structure for user convenience, allowing quick access to desired functions. When clicking the main menu icon, all the functions of the menu are displayed in a tree structure. Users can use the expand, collapse, auto-collapse icon toolbar in the desired form. Detach menu is available. Detach menu allows you to reconfigure your menu tree to your liking. Right-click on a menu or submenu in the menu tree to execute a function. User-defined menu is a tool to register some frequently used commands as a form of menu button for the fast access of these commands. Various commands are initially predefined as you can see in the picture.
1. To change commands, select a command you want to change, and then click RMB and select Modify.
2. To register a new command, select a command from the main menu with right mouse button and select Add User Menu. You can use the script file in the user-defined menu.
Drag and drop the SRFT script file from the File Explorer to the user menu and register it.
The name of the file except the extension is used as the button label. Custom Menu Management tab. You can manage it as a file. It can be saved as a group by function and location of the menu button. You can share it with other computers or colleagues.
You can input commands options and values directly into the CMD input window.
Execute your command by double-clicking the shortcut in Command History.
When you enter a word into the CMD input window, the corresponding function list is displayed.
You can also press the space bar to perform the function sequentially from the last used function.
When you input CMD by using the space bar, the shadow of command in the list window is interlocked.
This is the shortcut summary table. You can perform various functions from the function key or the combination of the control key and the alphabet key. Let me explain the shortcut commands that are frequently used and useful. I'll explain about the shortcuts that are frequently used and useful.
The Control key plus alphabet A is a shortcut that converts the model view into a section view, an elevation view, a plan view, and an use view. The Control key plus alphabet B deselects the previously selected entity in reverse order, and the Control key plus alphabet C clear all currently selected entities. The Control key plus alphabet G is a toggle shortcut that shows the group tree on the screen. The Control key plus alphabet S is the model drawing mode transition shortcut. The Control key plus alphabet Z is a toggle shortcut that lets you select elements that appear to be nested.
The Control key plus square brackets are shortcuts that show stored front and rear displays. With this feature, you can save up to 32 previously worked displays and reuse them. The Control key plus number key 4 is a beam display mode transition shortcut. This is a function shortcut Function 5 is a full model view. Mask parts are excluded. Function 6 is a shortcut that allows you to select an entity for flatting. The most popular features allow you to select entities in a variety of ways. Function 7 is used to specify various characteristics of the entity and display it. Use the function 8 to display through the entity's part-by-part attributes. Function 10 is used to toggle the element shrink, and the Control Plus function 10 displays the element's coordinate system. Function 11 displays the free edge of the element, and Control Plus function 11 shows the orientation of the element. Function 12 displays the opposite direction of normal for shell elements in a dark color. The Control Plus function 12 displays the normal direction of the shell element with an arrow. This is a table of commonly used shortcuts in the form of mouse pads. Please refer to it for your work. I'll explain how to select an entity and display it on the screen. This is the content that selects and displays entities using the function key described earlier. Function 5 is a full model view. Function 6 selects entities and display plot and erase. Function 7 is used to specify various characteristics of the entity and display it. Use the function 8 to display through the entity's part-by-part attributes.
If you press F6, you can see this function.
This is the same function as the plot and erase of Patron. If you want to leave some entities on the screen, select the entities and press Enter. There are Select Entity options, and there are various selection options. If you want to find using Entity 8, you can use this. I'll explain the option in detail on later. This is a menu picture that selects and displays an entity using the mentioned function key. I will explain in detail about the frequently used function 6 later.
Basically, locate the mouse on the entity to be selected and press LMB to select that entity.
Deselection is the Shift key and left mouse button. Fast part selection method, Alt key. If you hold down the Alt key and select an element, all the elements with the physical property to which the selected element belongs are selected. If there are multiple parts and you only have to select a specific part among them, first select one element and drag the model area during press the Alt key. When selecting the entity, click right mouse button to see the pop-up shown above. Selection functions in the pop-up menu are explained on the next page. This is a function that appears when you click the right mouse button without executing any commands. This shows commands for executing various methods of adding, clearing on the current screen. The menus shown vary depending on pre- and post-processing. This is a function of the right mouse button at the selection mode. Let me explain the selection menu available by clicking on the right mouse button. Clear selection function clears all selections. Backup last function clears the previous selection. Reverses function reverses the selected area on the screen. Area function can be selected according to the pre-defined area selection option. The default option is polyline. Displayed function selects all of the entities on the screen. All function selects all entities. Attribute list function can select entities by specifying the attributes of an entity. Last loaded function brings up entities that are stored in operation group. When you perform a command, the entities that are subject to the command are automatically saved in a kind of temporary group. This is called operation group. The label range is selected by selecting an entity with an input label or by specifying a range of entities. List Selected function extracts a list of entities that have already been selected and shows it in the list pane. It supports various methods of selecting entities using other attributes of nodes and elements. This is a node-related option. You can select nodes in a variety of ways, including free edge, boundary edge, feature line, intersecting connection, and solid free face. In addition, as shown in the list, it is possible to select for a specific type of node such as a beam vector reference node or a node where the output for the excitation is defined. This is the selection options related to the element. Element selection is possible based on the number of nodes, length of element area, and solid volume. Element selection is possible not only based on the shape of the element, but also on the shape of the rigid element and the result value. This is a selection menu using node paths. Depending on the option selected in the model with continuity, all nodes that pass the shortest distance from the starting node to the last node are sequentially selected. The edge path can be used to select or display nodes on boundary edges or nodes existing on all edges based on the enter break angle. You can select two nodes from the shell element, and then select nodes placed between two nodes' shortest connect line. However, if you select a node contains free edge or feature line, a priority goes to the edge or feature line rather than the shortest way. With using the edge path option, free edge or all edge can be selectable, and all nodes on the selected edge are selected sequentially. It's a menu of selecting using face and line. Within the range of feature angles entered based on the selected element, the adjacent shell face, solid free face, and the original element are recognized as a single side or line, and can be selected according to the option with a single click. The options to select are as follows. Displayed only option limits the selection based on the elements displayed on the screen. Within part option selects only the elements that are connected within the same part.
Ignore T-connection option stops selecting on the T-connections.
You can select elements including nodes, using a field value of the physical property and material property. The example, as shown right, shows the case selecting rod of physical property. You can see the list of physical property. Choose one and input the lower and upper value to select the elements on the list of the property. You can use the file it and group list to select elements. Use the store to buffer command to save the selected entity to a temporary buffer. These stored entities can be selected through the retrieve buffer command. You can select elements by specifying the area of the box form. The plane option allows you to select to consider the face angle as much as thickness based on the selected plane. The cube dim option allows you to select an element by specifying a box-shaped area based on origin coordinates. The cube chord option allows you to select the elements in the coordinate range you entered. Attached element is displayed on screen only if all nodes of the element are already present on the screen among the elements connected to the displayed element. It is convenient to use when adding beam elements attached to the plate. Related entity additionally selects the elements connected to the node or element currently selected. Related part additionally selects the same part as the selected element. All related select all elements related to the selected element. Skip hidden enables the option to select only what is visible on the screen. It does not display the annotated commands when nothing is selected. You can set the type of selection and search direction. Search options are as follows. Center and any point is default. Complete inside only. Pass-through selects all entities which pass through the area. Control key plus, alphabet Z or F9, is the command key to find overlapping elements. It is used to find overlapping elements. If you want to find the overlapped entities, put your mouse cursor on the area and press the Control key plus, alphabet Z or F9. Overlapped entities are highlighted one by one, and you can select using the left mouse button when the desired ones are highlighted. It is also possible to select overlapped entities with the mouse wheel down and up. Most every command can be undo and recall the past state. For example, if you delete an element and press right mouse button, a pop-up menu will appear. Press Undo Delete to recover the element. After delete or make an entity and get out of the menu, you can still undo the last command in the display or select pop-up menu. Caution: undo command does support menus only related to deleting and making a command. When you need to input a point, press the right mouse button to see a pop-up. Here you can select one of the methods. Visible is a default condition. Click on a node or point to input a coordinate of the selected entity. If you click on a coordinate system, the program will input a coordinate of the 0 points. In the case of clicking on a curve or a surface, the coordinate of the closest start endpoint will be inputted. To input directions, press right mouse button and see the pop-up. You can choose a suitable option here. Unlike the directions, the vectors require length. How to define a plan is as follows depending on the option you choose. X-plane. Designate one point. Its symmetrical level is parallel to the YZ plane while crossing the designated point. Y-plane. Designate one point. Its symmetrical level is parallel to the XZ plane while crossing the designated point. C-plane. Designate one point. Its symmetrical level is parallel to the XY plane while crossing the designated point. 3 points plane. Designate 3 points. The symmetrical level becomes a plane made up of these points. Origin normal. Designate 1 point and 1 direction each. The symmetrical level is the plane that is vertical to direction while crossing point. By local coordinate system. Designate 1 point and 1 direction each having the user selected local coordinate system as its direction. The symmetrical level is the plane that crosses the point and is vertical to the direction. Let me explain the file format used by SRFT. SRFT is based on files, which is Nastran solver deck. It is not a DB structure. When you save a model, all information of the model, including group information, is saved in a solver deck file. When saved as a combined file, it is saved as 2 files. FMX file is a shipbuilding only file that stores IGS information, group session information, and buckling panels. The list below is the file format used by SRFT. The extension PDB file contains the properties, information defined in the property database, PDB, function. The extension form file contains user-defined formula information. The extension PDB file contains the properties, information defined in the property database, PDB, function. The extension menu file is a user menu information file defined by the user including shortcuts.
The extension MMF file is a user-defined API menu file. The extension SC file is an SRFD-only macro script file. The extension SL file is an API file.